Hi everyone, this is Vision 4 of 7, where I'll be reading the text from Esdras. So, there are 7 visions in the book of Esdras, and we are on number 4. So, it's going to be a dream. It's a little bit different than the other ones. As soon as the screen has a blue background, we're actually in his dream, versus the white backgrounds that are the interpretations or the interludes before it. So I went my way into the field which is called Ardith, like as he commanded me, and there I sat among the flowers, and did eat of the herb of the field, and the meat of the same satisfied me. After 7 days I sat upon the grass, and my heart was vexed within me like as before, and I opened my mouth, and began to talk before the Most High, and said, Lord, thou that showest thyself unto us, thou wast showed unto our fathers in the wilderness, in a place where no man treadeth, in a barren place, where they came out of Egypt. And thou spakest, saying, Hear me, O Israel, and mark my words, thou seed of Jacob. For behold, I sow my law in you, and it shall bring forth in you, and ye shall be honored in it forever. But our fathers, which received the law, kept it not, and observed not thine ordinances. And though the fruit of the law did not perish, neither could it, for it was thine. Yet they that received it perished, because they kept not the thing that was sown in them. And lo, it is a custom, when the ground has received seed, or the sea a ship, or a vessel meat or drink, that being perished wherein it was sown or cast into, that thing also which was sown or cast therein or received doth perish, and remaineth not with us. But with us it hath not happened so. For we that have received the law perish by sin, and our heart also which received it. Notwithstanding the law perisheth not, but remaineth in his force. We're just heading into the vision here. And when I spake these things in my heart, I looked back with mine eyes, and upon the right side I saw a woman. And behold, she mourned and wept with a loud voice, and was much grieved in heart, and her clothes were rent, and she had ashes upon her head. Then let I my thoughts go that I was in, and turned unto her, and said unto her, Wherefore weepest thou? Why art thou so grieved in thy mind? And she said unto me, Sir, let me alone, that I may bewail myself, and add unto my sorrow. For I am sore vexed in my mind, and brought very low. And I said unto her, What aileth thee? Tell me. She said unto me, I, thy servant, have been barren, and had no child, though I had an husband 30 years. And those 30 years I did nothing else, day and night, and every hour, but make my prayer to the highest. After 30 years of God heard me, thine handmaid looked upon my misery, considered my trouble, and gavest me a son. And I was very glad of him. So was my husband also, and all my neighbors. And we gave great honor unto the Almighty, and I nourished him with great travail. So when he grew up, and came to the time that he should have a wife, I made a feast. And it came to pass that when my son was entered into his wedding chamber, he fell down and died. Then we all overthrew the lights, and all my neighbors rose up to comfort me. So I took my rest unto the second day at night. And it came to pass, when they had all left off to comfort me, to the end I might be quiet, then rose I up by night, and fled, and came thither into this field, as thou seest. And I do now propose not to return to the city, but here to stay, and neither to eat nor drink, but continually to mourn and to fast until I die. Then left I the meditations wherein I was, and spake unto her in anger, saying, Thou foolish woman above all other, seest thou not our mourning, and what happened to us? How that Zion our mother is full of all heaviness, and much humbled, mourning very sore. And now seeing we all mourn and are sad, for we all are in heaviness, art thou grieved for one son? For ask the earth, and she shall tell thee, that is she which ought to mourn for the fall of so many that grow upon her. For out of her came all at the first, and out of her shall all others come. And behold, they walk almost all into destruction, and the multitude of them is utterly rooted out. Who then should make more mourning than she, that hath lost so great a multitude, and not thou which art sorry but for one? But if thou sayest unto me, My lamentation is not like the earth's, because I have lost the fruit of my womb, which I brought forth with pains and bare with sorrows. But the earth not so, for the multitude present in it according to the curse of the earth is gone, as it came. Then I say unto thee, like as thou hast brought forth with labor, even so the earth also hath given her fruit, namely man, ever since the beginning unto him that made her. Now therefore keep thy sorrow to thyself, and bear with good courage that which hath befallen thee. For if thou shalt acknowledge the determination of God to be just, thou shalt both receive thy son in time, and shalt be commended among women. Go thy way into the city to thine husband. And she said unto me, That will I not do. I will not go into the city, but here will I die. So I proceeded to speak further unto her, and said, Do not so, but be counseled by me. For how many are the adversities of Zion? Be comforted in regard to the sorrow of Jerusalem. For thou seest that our sanctuary is laid waste, our altar broken down, and our temple destroyed. Our psaltery is laid upon the ground, our song is put to silence. Our rejoicing is at an end, the light of our candlestick is put out. The ark of our covenant is spoiled, our holy things defiled. And the name that is called upon us is almost profaned. Our children are put to shame, our priests are burnt, our Levites are gone into captivity. Our virgins are defiled, and our wives ravished. Our righteous men carried away, our little ones destroyed. Our young men are brought into bondage, and our strong men are become weak. And which is the greatest of all? The seal of Sion hath not lost her honor, now lost her honor, for she is delivered into the hands of them that hate us. And therefore shake off thy great heaviness, and put away the multitude of sorrows, that the mighty may be merciful unto thee again, and the highest shall give thee rest and ease from thy labor. And it came to pass, while I was talking with her, behold, her face was all of a sudden shined exceedingly, and her countenance glistered, so that I was afraid of her, and mused what it might be. And behold, suddenly she made a great cry, very fearful, so that it shook the earth at the noise of the woman. And I looked, and behold, the woman appeared unto me no more, and there was a city builded, and a large place shewed itself from the foundations. Then was I afraid, and cried with a loud voice, and said, Where is Uriel, who came unto me at first? For he hath caused me to fall into many trances, and mine end is turned into corruption, and my prayer into rebuke. And as I was speaking these words, behold, he came unto me, and looked upon me. And lo, I lay as one that had been dead, and mine understanding was taken from me. And he took me by the right hand, and comforted me, and set me upon my feet, and said unto me, What aileth thee? And why art thou so disquieted? And why is thine understanding troubled, and the thoughts of thine heart? And I said, Because thou hast forsaken me, and yet I did according to thy words. I went into the field, and lo, I have seen, and yet see, that which I am not able to express. And he said unto me, Stand up manfully, and I will advise thee. Then said I, Speak on, my Lord, in me, only forsake me not, lest I die frustrate of my hope. For I have seen that I know not, and hear that I do not know. Or is my sense deceived, or my soul in a dream? Now therefore I beseech thee that thou wilt show thy servant of this vision. He answered me then and said, Hear me, and I shall inform thee, and tell thee wherefore thou art afraid, for the highest will reveal many secret things unto thee. He hath seen that thy way is right, for that thou sorrowest continually for thy people, and makest great lamentation for Sion. This therefore is the meaning of the vision which thou lately sawest. Thou sawest a woman mourning, and thou beganest to comfort her. But now seest thou the likeness of the woman no more, but there appeared unto thee a city builded, and whereas she told thee the death of her son, this is the solution. This woman whom thou sawest is Zion. And whereas she said unto thee, even she whom thou seest as a city builded, whereas, I say, she said unto thee, that she hath been 30 years barren, those are the 30 years wherein there was no offering made in her. But after 30 years Solomon builded a city and offered offerings, and then bare the barren son. And whereas she told thee that she nourished him with labor, that was the dwelling in Jerusalem. But whereas she said unto thee, that my son coming into his marriage chamber happened to have a fail, and died, this was the destruction that came to Jerusalem. And behold, thou sawest her likeness, and because she mourned for her son, thou beganest to comfort her, and all these things which I have chanced, these are to be opened unto thee. For now the Most High seeth that thou art grieved unfeignedly, and sufferest from thy heart for her, so hath he shewed thee the brightness of her glory, and the comeliness of her beauty. And therefore I bade thee remain in the field, where no house was builded, for I knew that the highest would show this unto thee. Therefore I commanded thee to go into the field, where no foundation of any building was. For in the place wherein the highest beginneth to show his city, there can no man's building be able to stand. And therefore fear not, let not thine heart be affrighted, but go thy way in, and see the beauty and greatness of the building, as much as thine eyes be able to see, and then thou shalt hear as much as thy ears may understand. For thou art blessed above many other, and art called with the highest, and so are but few. And tomorrow at night thou shalt remain here, and so shall the highest show thee visions on the high things, which the Most High will do unto them that dwell upon the earth in the last days.